Okay, so I have individually removed each and every part, put them in alligator clips, and primed them using gray primer microfiller, which I've reviewed each part and it looks good. I don't think everything is good. Very nice. All right, and first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint the green, the field green 340. And give it a hefty amount of thinner to make sure it comes out nice and smooth. We're going to use this part here as an example. Sorry if I don't think I have enough light here, so hang on a second. Yeah, I think. Hang on. There we go. I think that's it. Alright. I thought lamp that definitely needs a new bulb. Alright, let's begin. We'll start with this guy first. Revisit this part in a minute because the back parts don't have there's parts here in the back which I'm not getting, so I'll come back to that in a moment. Let's do this, the leg. That was good. Alright. Let's see here. This is part of the shoulder part. And let's see here, we got the thigh armor. Let's take care of that. Now you guys are probably wondering what happened to the pre-shading. Well, I'm not doing any pre-shading with this guy because I want to make it look like it's, you know, just came out of the factory, got a new repaint, custom design, all that stuff. Yeah, I know, pre-shading looks great, but it doesn't, everything cannot be always pre-shading. Okay, alright, nice and even. Let's try this one. I really like how I found these parts that I could use for the part of the shoulder. Oh, like it, how it came out, the idea. Granted, to tell you the truth, even though this is like my third or fourth scratch build kit, not including, of course, not including the big boy that I've been working on for quite some time. I'm starting getting a knack on how to do this. I'm not 100% perfect, so you guys got to give me a little bit of credit here. but it's something to try and experiment on. Of course, being new at scratch building, I don't expect to be an expert overnight. I know I'm going to probably sacrifice a couple of hundred kits or so just so I can get it just right. Now this one I know I want to paint another tone, but let me see what happens. Here's the forearm. The one thing I want to get into is not only doing advanced detailing like scribing. Now that's something I want to try. Just recently I was watching, I went on Mr. Dash's website, Facebook page, and he got some scribing tools which look really nice. I think I sent him a message asking if he could do like some sort of example, but he's probably so busy working on his next kit. So, you know, whenever he's ready, he's ready. Now, so far, everything's coming out nice and smooth. No bubbles, no flakiness, no spider webs, nothing. So far, this came out well. Of course, granted, I have a very good airbrush here. Okay, that comes out nice. Alright. That's good. So, let me proceed finishing up all these parts, and then we'll move on to the next color. So, the next color I'm going to paint is going to be the white parts, but it's not going to be white. I'm going to be using this grayish blue paint, 337 by Mr. Color. I'll begin with the body. Now, yeah, I know the top part, or excuse me, the bottom part is a different color tone, but once I finish painting this, I'll mask it to paint the other color. But for now, do this. In the light it's kind of hard to see this, but to tell you the truth, it is really nice color tone. It has that hint of blue when you see it. It is gray, but with a hint of blue. So it's really nice. I got this color because I was going to use it on one of my Yamato kits, which was supposed to be the Cosmo Fleet series. I'm actually thinking of going back to that, building one of those guys. I haven't built a Yamato kit in a while, but I like this paint, how it comes out. I'm also going to mask off this part here for the thrusters. It doesn't look right, just the whole thing, one color. Yeah, so that's alright. Let's try this one. until this dries a bit so I can paint the other side because it's covered up by the alligator clip. Alright, that's okay. Give it a, just paint this off because later on I'm going to paint the eyes. Alright. Let's do one of the feet. Alright, oh, let me just get the top part, get the edges. Alright, that's good. Oh, the heel, forgot about the heel. Alone for a second, and here's that thruster part. I don't know, I'm thinking of masking this off a bit, masking off the bottom part and just paint the top part another color. I just haven't thought of it yet. I've already had my heart set on two other colors, which is the metallic gray and the charcoal color. Metallic gray would not be a good idea for this, but charcoal maybe would be a good idea. Don't know yet. Let me just wait until it dries out, and then I'll feel it out and see how it works. Alright, so I got a few more parts, so let me finish this up and we'll move on to the next stage. The next color I am moving on to now is German Gray, number 40. And the reason why I'm choosing this one is because I thought I had regular gray, but I don't. I have light gray, but I'm not lighting this up like I did before. I have one tone of color that's light, and I think it's going to get confusing. So I decided to use this one to see how it looks. I'm going to begin with some of the connection parts right here. And right now, as I'm spraying it, either I am blind as a bat or colorblind. No, colorblind, not blind as a bat, excuse me. Or this has a weird shade of green. Granted, I've cleaned this airbrush twice because I've already used the other light color, the grayish blue color, on the other parts, and before I began preparing this paint, I cleaned the airbrush, cleaned it the inside out, everything. Maybe because it's going on wet that I'm not seeing the actual overall look of the color. And I probably need to wait until it dries so that way I can experience what it really is. And I think I've used this color before, I just don't remember on what kit. I'll have to review every kit that I made recently, within the past year, excuse me, recently, and figure this out. Right now, I'll do it. If I'm not liking it, I can always, balance it out with the. I do have a medium gray. Maybe do that and give it that interesting tone to it, but I don't know yet. Let's just see how it looks. But definitely, I'm going to have use it on this one because I was going to paint this metallic first, but the only metallic colors I got is chrome silver and metallic gray, which are acrylic paint. And if I paint acrylic paint on this and then I mess up and I spray paint lacquer based paint over it, I may eat the paint off. So the best thing to do is always paint lacquer first, then acrylic, so it goes over it, because then that way I can mask off the little sections here and then paint those off. So let's see how it looks. Yeah, this thing's so green. It does go on nice and smooth, I have to agree with, you know, accept that. Alright. We'll leave it at this for now. It's okay. Might as well do the other weapon. See how this works. Alright. So far, alright. I'm thinking about what I was saying. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. But let's wait until it dries, and then we'll figure it out.